I would like to want to understand a few things about all of you. Also, wanting all of you to know certain class rules that we will have. One thing, because this being a virtual platform, it is even more difficult for a trainer like me to keep you involved all through the program, to understand the protocols of the sessions and all that. So, let me brief you about it, and then I will know a little bit about you. Then we will get into the sessions. Okay, so the first thing that I want you all to know is the session, as you all are aware, just let me reiterate to all of you. The session will start for the next 6 days, that is from starting from today till the Saturday, the 3 days, and then post with Sunday you have a holiday, then again Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we have a 6 day sessions, and the timings would be 2 to 5 p.m. That is the basic information that you all are aware, but I thought let me repeat this for all of you. Okay, we will start sharp at 2 o'clock. So please be there before time, not just on time. Okay. So that we can also wind up sharp at 5 p.m. Second, this is not going to be a one-sided lecture kind of a session. Absolutely not. That is not at all my style. I always have my training programs, which will be a two-way communication. So there will be a lot of discussions. There will be a lot of practices. There will be a lot of kind of interactions between you and me, so that I also enjoy the session, you also enjoy and learn through these sessions. So that is going to be the style and approach that we will have throughout all these sessions. Third, whenever you have any doubts, I would like you to either unmute yourself, talk to me, and clarify your doubt as and when it comes, or you can put it up in the chat box. Chat box is something that I would take it as my second priority. The reason being, as once I am in the flow of teaching, sometimes it happens that I might skip some of the chat messages. So as in when I keep toggling between my interaction with you and the chat box, I will be looking into it. But just in case I forget to skip through any of the chat messages, please unmute yourself and talk to me and clarify your doubt. Do not accumulate your doubts, because the moment you start accumulating your doubts, you are going to end up with having a lot of confusions later on as we progress in these sessions. And most importantly, being a 3 hour session, it is going to be definitely tiring for you sitting in a place and doing it. So what I have planned is, after say 2 o'clock we start, 3:30 I will give you a short tea break, so that you can grab a cup of tea or water or something like that, so that 5-10 minutes of break, not beyond that, and we will come back again and to start the session. So that is how the session is going to be. I hope all of you are clear about all these things. If yes, please go to the chat box and type Y. Good. That's very nice. Okay. Now, before I could start these sessions, I would like to understand a few things from all of you. One, I would want all of you to please briefly introduce yourself, just for a small understanding about, where you come from, how comfortable you are, and all those things, just for my understanding. What I want to know about all of you is a very brief introduction where you will be mentioning your name. And I'm sure not all of you are sitting in Pune for this session, being a virtual one. You might be connecting with me through various places across Pan India. So let me know from where are you connecting. Third, I also want to know what is your last academic background that you are coming from. Fourth, I want you to tell me how comfortable are you in Hindi and English. So that is these are the four things I would like to understand from all of you before I progress into the session. So unmute yourself, if possible, turn on your camera for a brief moment and introduce yourself, and then we proceed further. Okay, start. Yes, you can start. Let's not waste time. Anybody in any order, because I don't know anybody in this class. So you can start in any order, one by one. Just briefly tell me your name, from where are you connecting from, what is your last academic background, what is your bachelor's or master's, whatever you have done. And fourth, how comfortable are you with English and Hindi in understanding? Because my session is going to be more of English and it will be bilingual. Hindi and English is what I would be using to the entire session. So I just wanted to understand how comfortable you are. Please, all of you, quickly.
Hello, teacher. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, you are audible
Myself,
and mm,
Tahseen. I am graduated in 2014, and
okay.
my background is I am from B electronic engineer, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm having 12 years gap in my career, and now I'm restarting, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to do best for my career
Okay.
starting. And I am listening this video or joining this meeting from Pune,
Okay.
and I am comfortable with English. Uh, yes, thank you.
Fine. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Tashi. Yeah. Next.
My name is Aditi. I'm
Yeah.
connecting from Hingoli, Maharashtra. And
Okay.
talking about my background, I completed my BTech in computer engineering in 2025 from Pune. And
Mm-hmm.
I am comfortable with both English and Hindi.
Okay. Fine. Good. Yes. Next.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Myself,
afternoon.
Atharva Kakre. I live in Ahilyanagar and I have just recently completed my BTech in computer science from MIT. And I'm comfortable in both English and Hindi.
Good. Thank you. Next.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Neha. I'm connecting from Pune. I have completed bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, and I'm also comfortable in both English and Hindi. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice.
Good
Uh,
afternoon,
good.
ma'am. My name is Vrunda Kulkarni. I am from Satara. I have completed my BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, and I am comfortable in both English and Hindi.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Divya Pravin Zambre. I am completed my BTech in electrical engineering and I am comfortable in both Hindi and English.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is
Yeah.
Kshitija Tikhe. I have joined from Pune and I have done my graduation in civil engineering. And English and Hindi will be comfortable for me. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Other participants, quickly. There are many more. I could see there are around 30 students in the class.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Saurabh Bhune. I am connecting from Pune. I am completed my BTech in TC engineering. I am comfortable with English and Hindi.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Next.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is
Yeah.
Kapil Gani.
Mm-hmm.
My highest qualification is BTech in Civil Engineering,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm connecting from Bid, Maharashtra. Thank you.
Okay.
Good
Hello.
afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
My name is Shriti Roy, and I've just completed my graduation in BTech Computer Science. Right now, I'm located in Pune, and I'm comfortable with both Hindi and English.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. I am connected from Pune. I am completed my MCA and I am comfortable with both language, Hindi and English.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Ritesh Todekar. I am from Chandrapur, Maharashtra. I did my engineering in computer science in 2022, and I'm comfortable in both English and Hindi.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself, Yana Pandit. I have completed my BTech in computer science and engineering.
I'm connecting from Gujarat to Vadodara, and I'm comfortable with both English and Hindi.
Yes, you're audible. Is it Dhanashree who's speaking? Because I can't hear you now. Not very much. Can you just try again? Because I can't hear you well. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, come on. Now it's comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Dhanashree Devi. I have completed my BTech in computer science from Bharat English. I'm fluent in Hindi and English, and I'm from Karachi.
Okay. That though not very clear, but fine. Okay. Next.
Hello,
Yes.
am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Um,
afternoon.
my name is Sonu Rathore, and I am from Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. And
Okay.
I have done my master's in computer application last year, and I'm compatible with both language, English and Hindi as well.
Good. Next. That's it.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Kedan Suke. I am from Nagpur. I have done my BTech in Computer Science Engineering, and I'm comfortable in both Hindi and English.
Good. Thank you. Yes. Next.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself Kaustubh Pangerkar. I'm connecting from Kalyan, and I have completed my BE BTech degree in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, and I'm comfortable in both English as well as Hindi.
Okay.
Good
Next.
afternoon, ma'am. I am
Yeah.
Mayur Torgole. I recently completed my BTech in computer engineering. I am connecting from Ahmedabad and I am comfortable in both Hindi and English.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Shweta Gaikwad from Pune. I have completed MSc in statistics and I am comfortable with both languages.
Okay. Yes. Anybody else? That's it. Shall I proceed? Though I can see some more names over here. Anyway, so let's proceed. Um, so what I can see is almost all of you are comfortable bilingual English and Hindi. So I will be switching over between English and Hindi as and when it is required. Though the session is all about verbal English abilities. Okay, so that is going to be the basic session. So obviously there will be a lot of conversations around English. Okay, so let's proceed with the first session of the day. As and when I will be proceeding with the slides, I will keep explaining to you how are we going to do it, what is the approach we are going to have, what are the topics that we would be covering. All that clarity I will be giving you as in I bring up my slides. Okay, so just give me a moment. I'll share my slides with all of you. Okay, so I hope all of you can see my slides on your screens. If yes, any one of you can just type Y on the chat box or unmute and let me know so that I know that it is visible. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because this is the difficulty when we are doing in a virtual session. So I need some information on the other side as well. Okay, so now that you can see my slides on your screen, so let me proceed and we'll understand one by one. Okay. Yes, as I was talking to you, a small brief about me, which is visible on your screen. So I'm just not going to spend too much time on all of that. So let's go directly into the session. Okay. So what are we going to do, and what are the things that we have in store for you during the next upcoming 6 day session? So this is again, like Keshav was mentioning to you, this is part of your section A syllabus, where we are communication skills, English verbal ability is one of the topics that you would be appearing for in the examinations. The kind of questions that you will be having, the topics that you would be covering would be synonyms, antonyms, which is same meanings and opposite meanings, reading comprehension. So you will hear me sometimes in my conversation with all of you, I would be referring to RC. RC in short, why I'm saying so? Because it is nothing but I'm referring to reading comprehension. So I'm just using it as an abbreviation. So I might be probably sometime referring to RC. So don't get worried. What is an RC? RC is nothing but a reading comprehension is what I'll be referring to. Then we have sentence completions. Then we have grammatical, corrections, some things that you may have to do with the usage of right grammar, prepositions mostly. Then arrangement of sentences, one pattern of questions that you will be coming across. Spotting errors is one other topic that you would be coming across in your question paper. Then you have closed test. Then you have idioms and phrases as well. So these are the main topics overall in the examination, that you will be having various questions from each of these topics. Sometimes it could be more number of questions. RC is definitely going to be there. The remaining things will also be there, but maybe one or two questions, because we all hardly have 15 questions or max 20. 15 is what is generally asked. Sometimes it goes beyond in terms of reasoning also. So that's why I said 20 questions. So 15 is definitely going to be there. And you have again, negative marking also if you, in case you go wrong. What I have felt seeing the previous papers and also the students who have appeared in the previous examinations as well, you can definitely have a full score in English, so that your total score, overall rank, goes very high, and you can also aspire to get into the college of your priority that you have chosen. Okay, the more the merit you have, the more better college that you can choose to. So definitely don't ignore this subject, because this is very simple. I wouldn't say it is very easy. If you are not too very comfortable, then probably a little amount of efforts is definitely required. From what I have experienced is, all of you have had learning grammar right from your childhood days, but somewhere in between we have lost touch with some of the grammatical English that we are talking about. Someone who's very comfortable talking in English on a daily basis, who also speak like native English speakers, they might find it very comfortable. So just for all those who are not too very comfortable using the language, conversing in the language, and who are not been using it for quite some time, might require a little amount kind of an effort. But believe me, I also understand that there is a lot of time challenge that you all are facing, is what I have understood. Because you've got lots to study, lots to prepare for the examination, and still finding time for each of these topics is going to be very difficult. So, my recommendation would be, how it is again individually, how you choose how much time you want to devote to. That's your personal choice. I leave it to you. But however, on a generic, advice that if I have to give it, I want all of you to attend these sessions without fail, all the sessions, because I'm going to take you through all the topics and a lot of practice. Even if you sit in the session for 3 hours and complete all the activities that we are doing, complete all the practice questions, which I have tried and bring it as close as the question paper that you will be coming across in the upcoming examinations, even then you will be finding it very comfortable appearing for these examinations. So that is my simple suggestions to all of you. Be there, practice along with me during the sessions. I'll make it as comfortable as possible for all of you, so that you understand, not just theoretically, you understand it more in the practical way as to how you need to approach each of these questions when you're attempting. So all this is what we will be discussing in each of these topics. So that's one thing which I wanted all of you to know. And yes, these are the questions that you will be coming across. What is going to be the approach for all of these is going to be more of a functional grammar that we'll be doing. Believe it is not possible for us to sit here and go into the in-depth learning of the grammar is not possible given the time that we have. What we assume is that you all know the basic grammar already. It will be either a polishing of your grammar that you already know. How do you approach to these questions, and for some of you some new things that you will learn over the period of the session. So this is how it is going to be. So I'm going to do more of a functional grammar as to how you would use them in these questions. Okay, so it is going to be more of a practical and a scientific approach as to when I tell you about a formula or about an approach about how you need to attempt a question, I will also be using an example followed with, so that you understand through that example also as to what am I talking about. Of course, there is going to be a lot of practice questions on each of these topics, which we will be attempting over the period of the next 6 days of sessions, so that you get comfortable. And also, if possible, I want all of you to sit with a notepad and a pen along with you wherever you are sitting. Please try and to grab a notepad and a pen, so that something that is not known to you or new to you. Our brain is not, being a psychologist, I'm recommending this because your brain, you may be very super duper intelligent and brilliant as well, but our brain will not be able to retain all that information. Okay, suddenly something happens, the possibility is it must have not gone into self-conscious brain, so you might tend to forget it. Okay, so it's better that you keep scribbling as and when you come across any points that you find worthwhile noting. So please make note of all of them so that you become comfortable about it. Second, whenever you have any doubts, it's also possible that you can note it down and you can check on with me a little later on as and when we progress into these sessions. So that is another thing which might be useful for you. Okay. Now, when I say all of these topics, the first thing that comes to my mind, which I thought I will have to let you know, is you should be very good in the parts of speech. Parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech. You should be comfortable understanding what are these parts of speech, because these are the ones which is going to really help you when you approach all of these questions. Okay, so I will not go into the details of the parts of speech, but just to give you a recap of what you must have learned in your childhood is what I'm going to bring it up. Okay, so I'll just run through all of these parts of speech. Okay, so we have heard about noun, which where noun is nothing but we are talking about words which have name of a person. It is a place, animal, thing, or it could be an idea, or it could be an abstract. These are called as nouns. Now, if in an example that you can see on your screen, Rahul lives in New York. So, what is a noun over here? Rahul is a noun, New York is a noun. So, we are now talking about name of a person and a place. So, that is nothing but a noun. Why you need to know a noun is because when you're attempting questions like a sentence improvement or a spotting an error in a sentence, you need to understand what is a noun, what is a verb. Only then you will be able to improvise that sentence. So that is the reason I'm just giving you a brief recap of the parts of speech that you must have learned in your childhood. Okay, next is pronoun. Pronoun is nothing but something that replaces a noun. This is my laptop. So what I'm attempting, Sheila has a laptop. This is her laptop. It is nothing but I'm referring to Sheila as a pronoun here. Okay, her is what I'm using instead of Sheila. So that is nothing but a pronoun. Pronoun is generally replaces a noun. Okay, so that is for you to understand what is a pronoun. Next is verb. This is a very noun and verb are very, very important for your examination. So please focus very much on those two things because every sentence requires a noun, subject, and a verb agreement has to be there. Only then the sentence gets correct. So understanding what is the subject, what is a noun, and what is a verb is very essential for you to attempt these kind of questions. Verbs are nothing but anything that denotes an action in a sentence is denoted by a verb. Okay, she plays cricket every day. Who plays cricket every day? She plays it. What does she play? She plays cricket. So cricket is an action over here. So cricket plays. What does she play? What does she do with cricket? She plays cricket. So plays is nothing but a verb in this sentence. Then again, adverb, nothing but to provide you more information. How good is she in cricket? She's very good, or she plays quickly, she plays fastly, she plays whatever you describe when you're talking about it. How good is it? How, when you give more information about the verb, it is nothing but you're talking about an adverb. Next is adjective. Adjective talks just about describing how you are talking about a feeling, about a person, about a weather, about a thing, whatever. When you're describing about something, you're not nothing but it is nothing but you're talking about adjectives. Those describing words are called as adjectives. Next is conjunctions, prepositions, okay, and conjunctions. Conjunctions, as you all know, it is used to combine or connect two sentences or phrases. That is nothing but you combine it by using conjunctions. Don't worry about all these things because I'm going to do this as and when we approach all these kind of patterns of questions. I will be focusing more on how to use them, what is it, and what are the rules when you're using them is what I'm going to talk more in detail. So here I will just do a quick recap. Okay. Let's move into the functional grammar. Okay, so this is the from here onwards you need to be more alert and more attentive in the class. Okay, so if all of you are there with me, I want all of you to say GA on the chat box. Please type GA on the chat box, all of you. Okay, good. Okay, good. Fine. So the first rule that you need to understand functionally in a grammar is whenever a sentence is given to you, there are two parts to it. One is a subject, one is a predicate. Second, you need to understand is when you have a singular subject, you will have only a singular verb in the sentence. You cannot have a singular subject and a plural verb. That is not possible. Now, why this is important in a sentence sometimes given to you, what they try and do is they will give you a singular subject and a plural verb. Now they'll ask you to correct or improvise a sentence, or they might ask you to spot the error in the sentence. So what is one rule that you have to understand? You have to first find out what is the subject or what is the noun in the subject. Second, you have to find out what is the verb. Find out whether it is a singular. If it is singular, then you need to have a singular verb. So these are quick things that you can spot immediately when you read a sentence. When you absolutely find these, then immediately you will be able to find out where is the error and good. Because again, you are time bound. Every question you cannot take in your own sweet time to answer those questions. You need to quickly approach the questions. At the same time, you must be able to solve easier ones as quick as possible so that you can spend more time on questions like RCs where you might have to go to and read the entire paragraph. answer the questions followed beyond it. Okay, so these are the things that is generally happens. So what I want you all to do is, wherever things are easier, all the functional gamma that I will be talking to you over the next 1 hour or so, I want all of you to go through them, understand them very clearly, so that when we do the practice questions, these are the things that you have to apply when you're doing them. Okay, so get them very clearly while you are understanding. Wherever you have doubts, please put it up in the chat box as well. So the first thing what I said was, you having a singular subject and a singular verb. Now, how do we understand this? Through an example. Nisha walks fast. Now, what does this mean? Nisha is the subject over here, which is also a noun. Nisha is a single person, so it is singular. So we need to have a singular verb over here. What did we learn about verb? Verbs are nothing but which talks about the action that is happening in the sentence. What is Nisha doing? Nisha is walking fast. So walking is the action that is happening. So walks. Now here one confusion which most students have faced is, whenever we put a s in the sentence in a particular word, they think it is plural, because that's how we learned, in back in the school days. When you said boy, we learned boys, girl, girls, okay, chair, chairs. So we just added an s to make it plural. So that is how we grew up while we were in the childhood. So just by putting an s, it becomes plural. So generally what happens in spotting the errors, what I have found most students do is, they think walks by adding an s becomes plural. But actually, it's not like that. Walks here is singular and walk is plural. They walk fast. When I say they walk fast, it means walk is plural. They is nothing but more than one person over here. So we are not just referring to one person, we are talking to more than one person. When they are more than one person and they are walking fast, they say they walk fast means walk without an S is a plural, and walks with an S is a singular. So that is a major mistakes most of them do. So please make a note of it. So Nisha walks fast. So this is nothing but Nisha is singular, walks is singular. So that's one example. They sing well. Nisha sings well. So if I have to put Nisha instead of they over here, Nisha becomes singular. So sing becomes sings. Sure, so that is the meaning of what I'm trying to tell you. So they sing well. It is not sings well. Okay, so they is plural, sing is plural. So they sing well. Now, I want all of you to attempt the remaining 3 questions. Rahul and Sheena plays the piano or play the piano? Which is the correct one? Please put it up in the chat box. What is your answer? Good, good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Well done. Well done. Yes, 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 yes. I can see most of you have attempted it correctly, but however, I can see some mistakes. Some of you have made a mistake. The correct answer is Rahul and Sheena play the piano. Okay, it's not plays the piano. Okay, Rahul and Sheena are 2 people. Okay, so it is a plural. The you have the subject here is 2 people. When it is not singular, it is plural. So then sorry, Rahul and Sheena, 2 individual people. Okay, I'm sorry. They are 2 individual people. Okay, so what happens is Rahul and Sheena, it's not plays the piano, it is play the piano. 2 people play the piano. Okay, so play is the correct answer, not the plays. Ria spends her free time listening to music, or Ria spend her free time listening to music? Which is the correct one? Ria, think about Ria, think about the subject, see what is the verb that comes in. Yes, yes, correct. Ria spends her free time listening to music. Perfect. Alia dash reading books. Like reading books, likes reading books. Which is correct? Yes, absolutely correct. Likes reading book is the correct answer. So I hope this concept has, all of you have understood it very clearly. Okay, so don't get any errors over here. Avoid these kind of, because why I'm insisting so much is because these mistakes can be avoided right front. Okay, so you don't even have to think about all these kinds of mistakes. So you get a absolute +3, in your marking. Okay, so these things can definitely be avoided. There are even more difficult things that you will probably come across in questions, where probably you may have to take a guess. These things you don't even have to take a guess, you can definitely right away get it correct. Okay, so this is about the first functional thing, grammar, that we discussed. Let's move on to the second one. Use of has and have. Okay, has is always used when it comes to subjects like he, she, it, and any name. Any name, I mean, it could be any gender, male or a female, or it could be any person. So that is what I'm talking about when I say any name. And have is used only with I, you, and we. Of course, they also. Because we, I mentioned, they also can be possible. Okay, they have a class tomorrow. Okay, so when I'm talking about it, they have a class tomorrow. So it could be they also can be considered when it comes to have. So these are the rules that you need whenever, because generally what she have, that is what they might give you in a sentence. She have a class tomorrow. They might ask you to correct a sentence, spot the error in the sentence. So what you need to understand is he, she, it, or any name. Nisha have a class tomorrow. So it is not near have a class, it has to be has a class tomorrow. Something like that. Okay. So all these things, has and have, usage of has and have is very, very important. It might come even in your close test also, where a paragraph is given to you. In the paragraph, there will be one sentence which has a fill in the blank, and that fill in the blank has to be, they'll give you 4 options. Out of the 4 options, you have to pick up one, wherein it will be something like this. They might have omitted has, or they might have given you have, and you may have to choose which is the correct one. Okay, so something like that. Don't worry about anything. We have all these kinds of, I have picked up so many questions from your previous year's question papers. I have also gone through various last few months of question papers also. So I've tried and brought in all the practice questions so that you practice so well during the next 6 days, so that you get comfortable with all these questions and you start approaching your examinations as comfortable as possible. Okay, so let's go into these examples to understand this grammar. I have a younger brother. I cannot say I has a younger brother. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Sunil has a pet dog. Any name I mentioned. So I've taken the name Sunil over here. Irrespective of any gender, you can say has. Sunil has a pet dog. Now, if you are all clear with this concept, attempt the last 3 questions. He dash a smartphone. He, what is that comes in? He has a smartphone, or he have a smartphone? Absolutely. He has a smartphone. Now again, Rohan. Rohan has a bike or have a bike? Correct. You dash a class at 2 p.m. Yes. Good. Very good. Very good. Nice to see that you're all attending, and you have your hands on the A laptop. Okay, good. I want that only. Next, let's go to rule number 3. Rule number 3 says we will have questions about neither and nor, either or. So these are some one type of question that will come. Now, whenever neither, sometimes how is it asked in the examination? Sometimes they will wrongly combine neither and either and nor. Now here some of them I pronounce it as neither and either. Okay, so don't get worried and get confused about the pronunciation right now, because here we are not focusing on the pronunciation, we are only focusing on the application part of the grammar. Okay, so we are not focusing on the spoken English or the pronunciation part. So neither or neither, both are the same. Either or either depends again on the same. Some of you are comfortable using neither, some of you neither. So whichever way you are comfortable, go ahead with it. But what is more important to understand here is neither is always either used alone or it is used only with nor. Neither and nor are the exact combination pair. Either or is the another combination pair. The same thing can also be used individually as neither or either. Okay, so that other way also. But let's understand what is the rule says. When you are using both neither as well as nor in a sentence, what you need to focus upon, we talked about using singular subject with singular verb, plural subject with a plural verb. Now here what is the confusion is, now if you see in the example, neither the king nor the ministers were going to the party. Now here what they do is, neither the king nor the ministers was going to the party is what they might give you in the examination. Now they might ask you to spot the error, or they might give it as a fill in the blank and give you 4 options and asking you to choose one from the given options. Now how do you decide which is the correct one? Here what you in this rule says, when both are used, the one which is your second noun, or you can also sometimes, some people might also refer it to as the close proximity. Close proximity means the verb, the noun which is closer to the verb in proximity. Proximity means जितना पास है आपका verb, ये जो sentence में है is nothing but were है. So first you have to identify what is a noun and what is a verb. तो पहले आपको नाउन आपके इस सेंटेंस में से आपको पहले वो आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत जरूरी है. सेकंड, आपको वर्ब आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर ये दोनों अगर आप आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाते हो, फिर आपका ये ग्रामर अटेम्प्ट करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. तो ये जो पहला जो एग्जाम्पल आपके सामने दिख रहा है, नीदर द किंग नॉर द मिनिस्टर. सो यहाँ पे किंग इज वन नाउन, मिनिस्टर्स इज द सेकेंड नाउन. तो इस वाली सेंटेंस में रूल क्या बोलता है, जब आप नीदर एंड नॉट दोनों साथ में यूज करते हो, जो सेकंड वाला जो नाउन है उसको आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि वो सिंगुलर है कि प्लूरल है. किंग यहाँ पे पहला वाला नाउन है, मिनिस्टर्स यहाँ पे सेकंड वाला नाउन है आपका. तो सेकंड वाला नाउन मिनिस्टर्स यहाँ पे प्लूरल है, तो आपको मिनिस्टर्स को देखना पड़ेगा. तो मिनिस्टर्स प्लूरल है, तो इसलिए आपका जो वर्ब आएगा साथ में इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी प्लूरल वर्ब. इट कैन नॉट बी वॉज, इट हैज टू बी वर. सो दैट इज द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द रूल 3. सेकेंड सेंटेंस आप ले लो, either the cars or the bikes are parked in the wrong area. So यहाँ पे second noun, what is the second noun over here? Bike is the second noun over here. Cars is the first noun, bikes is the second noun. So when you talk about bikes over here, it is plural. So you have to say are. So sometimes they might put is over there. Either the car or the bikes is parked in the wrong area. So then you have to find out, is this not the correct answer? So you have to change it to are over here. Okay. So this is rule number 3. I hope all of you have understood rule number 3. If yes, please type Y on the chat box. Y on the chat box, please. Yeah. Good. Now let's go to rule number 4. Rule number 4 says, when you have them separately, Okay, it is either or it is neither. Okay, it doesn't followed by nor or an or. In which case, what you need to do? In which case, consider the first noun or a pronoun as the subject. Okay, when either or neither alone is used, you should consider the first noun or it could be a pronoun also. Okay, you have to consider that. Now, if you go by an example that's given below that, either of these shirts is good for me. Either of these shirts is good for me. Here, what has happened is shirts is the second noun over here. Now here, which is the first one? Either is the first pronoun over here. Okay. So believe me, students, this is something very quite confusing in your examination. So you have to be very careful in understanding, especially when it is used as a single. Okay. Either or neither. When such a question is given to you, either of these shirts is good for me. So what is the correct? How do you decide which is the first one? Either is the first pronoun over here, shows is the second noun over here. So because we have to see the first noun or a pronoun, either a singular pronoun over here, so your verb has to be singular, which is over here. So here is the verb over here. Why it is considered as verb as singular? Because either is a singular pronoun over here. Okay. Similarly, neither of the sisters. What we do is generally sisters, because it is plural, immediately we put a are over here. Neither of the sisters are traveling. That's what you do. And you say there is no error in the sentence, but actually there is an error. If you have put are traveling, then it is a wrong sentence. So you have to put is. Why is this come over here? Because neither is a singular pronoun over here. Okay. Now attempt the next question that I have given. If you have understood neither and neither of them went to the party means what? How did you understand this? A, B, C, and D. Four options are given to you. Which is the correct one? Yes, I can see some students who are attempting all the questions. Some of them are just watching silently or just logged in. Please, I want to see many names coming forward. Come on, do it. Many names. Yes, I can see mostly some of you have attempted, but I can also see some of you attempted B. Is anybody can unmute and tell me is B correct or wrong? Or someone who's let me see who's that. Okay. 1 minute. Atharva, you had mentioned B. Why did you choose B? Can you unmute yourself and speak to me?
Ma'am, I thought both of them is plural and here neither is used. So singular sentence would be much better.
No, neither is used. Neither alone, if it is used, it is singular. But here we are talking about neither of them. Read the whole sentence. Neither of them went to the party. So here, are we referring to only one person, or are there two persons in the sentence? Because you also chose both did not go. Then why did you choose both did not go? Both is there, right? There are two people in that. Okay, let me clarify this for all of you. Okay, Atharva, you are also correct. Actually, you're not wrong. But just to clarify the class, actually, I expected someone to say A and B both are correct. Okay, but somehow I got A and a couple of them, I guess, mentioned B. Okay, uh, technically speaking, A and B both are correct. But then if you have to go at going by an accuracy, precise answer, A is the correct answer. The reason being, neither of them went to the party means is what is asked. So here the stress is on them. So that's why both of them did not go becomes very precise. Sorry, precise to this question. So that's why A is very, very appropriate answer to you. In examination, what happens is they might give you just like this, in which case the correct answer would be only A. Sometimes they might give you A and B is your correct answer, in which case you can choose A and B also. Okay, so just be a little careful about it. The precise answer is both of them did not go. But technically speaking, even A is correct, B is also correct. Both did not go also is correct. But here, since the stress is on the word them, hence, A is more appropriate. So both of them did not go is more appropriate. I hope this clarifies your, all of you. Okay. If you have understood, can you just type Y on the chat box? Yeah, good. Okay. Let's go to rule number 5. Usage of each, every, everybody, everyone, something like that. Okay. These are all nothing but called as indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns, understand, they are strictly singular. Okay. But generally what happens, here's where the confusion. When you say every, we generally think that we are talking about everyone. Okay. So then we take it as a plural. Here is the confusion. Okay. So these are all nothing but indefinite pronouns and they are considered as a singular. Now, for example, each of the girls sings well. Okay. Now, here we are talking about each of the girls. Now, had we not known this rule, we go by girls. And because it is girls, girls is plural, we say sings well. Okay. And or we might say, any other word in the given context. So what you need to understand, each of the girls sings well is what we are talking about here. Every Monday, there is a class. Okay. Every Monday, there is a class. So we're talking about a repetitive schedule that is happening. Hence, we consider it as a strict singular. Every Monday. Though it is repetitive, but we are considering this as a singular unit. Okay. So hence it is considered as a strict singular subject. So every Monday, there is a class. Is a class. There are a class will not come. There is a class. Again, everybody in the class are listening will not come. Everybody in the class is listening. Okay. Everybody is again considered here as a singular unit. In a class, when we have considered everybody, so we're talking about every other person who's sitting in the class to be a singular unit, together as a singular unit. So everybody in the class is listening. Sorry. Now, I want you to attempt the last 3 fill in the blanks. Last 3 fill in the blanks. Okay. So when you attempt, how would you do it? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Because now what's happening is some of you are attempting 1, some of you are attempting 2. So there's a confusion over there. So I want to see who's getting it wrong and who's getting it right. So when you attempt, say 1 and what is your answer? 2, what is your answer? 3, what is your answer? Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. Third one, Tasin, just go through it. Go through it. Yeah, okay, okay. Okay. Diksha, attempt the third one again. Attempt the third one again. Not everyone does reading poetry. Okay, the third one is enjoys. Yes, enjoys is the correct answer. Yes, absolutely. You got it correct. Absolutely. Good. Let's move on. Okay. Now, the next rule is some usage of some and none. Here, you have to be a little careful because it takes both. It takes it singular as well as plural. But the context you need to understand, where does it take singular and where does it take plural? Okay. Now, this is very one important question that is very often asked in the examination. Okay. At least one question or at even two questions come out of this particular topic. So just be mindful about when you understand what I'm trying to tell you in this rule. Okay. Rule says when it is countable nouns, countable. For example, you're talking about a book or you're talking about people, you're talking about some articles, you talk something like that, which are countable. Then it takes a plural verb. So whenever a noun is countable, it takes a plural verb. But when it goes uncountable, when it is an uncountable noun, it takes a singular verb. Okay, we will do such examples later on in the sessions, or maybe tomorrow or today also. I have, I think, a couple of questions based on this, so you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. But just for now, some examples I've given you already. Some of the books are on the shelf. Now here, what are we talking about? Books. Books is again a countable noun. Hence, we take are on the shelf. So are is the verb you're talking about, which is a plural verb. When it comes to uncountable nouns, some factories pollute the environment. Okay, some factories pollute the environment. Here, you cannot talk about how many factories, or you cannot keep counting the factories over here. Okay, so hence the verb that we have used here is a singular verb. Okay, none of the work has been finished. There is a lot of work. We are unable to count the kind of work, amount of work we are unable to count. So it's uncountable. Hence, we have used a verb which is has over here, has been in the, of course, the tense is also changed. We are talking about a work that has been completed. So hence we are going in the past tense. So has been finished. So we are using has, which is a singular verb. Okay. So this is about the some and none usage when it comes to countable and uncountable nouns. Let's move on. Conjunctions. Conjunctions rule says, especially when it comes to and, okay, when two subjects are joined by and, the verb is plural. Okay, always remember when two subjects are joined by and, the verb is plural. Rahul and his parents are coming to Pune tonight. So we are talking about whom? We are talking about two people, two subjects. One is Rahul. Second, we are talking about his parents. So we have joined them by a conjunction and. Hence, we are saying are coming. Are is a verb over here. And we are saying we are using a plural verb are and coming to Pune tonight. So that is the rule number one. Rule number two says, apart from and, there are many other conjunctions like we might say along with, as well as, in addition to, with. So many other forms of conjunctions also you might come across. In which case, what do we do? In which case, we will refer to the first noun that comes in the sentence. For example, the boys as well as the girls are a part of this team. So here, which is the first subject, that first noun that we are talking about, boys, and as well as is the conjunction over here. So what comes before that? Boys. Boys is the first noun that we are talking about, and boys is a plural over here. Since boys is plural over here, we learned that if it is a plural noun, we need to have a plural verb, and are is a plural verb over here. Okay, the car looked good. Moreover, the price was reasonable. The car looked good. Moreover is the conjunction over here. The price was reasonable. Okay. So the car here is a singular subject. Okay. Because it is singular, was used, and was is a singular verb. Okay. So this is the next rule that we are talking about. I hope till now everything is clear to you, students. If yes, please type Y on the chat box. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
In previous slide,
Okay.
there is a some and none. Can
This
you?
line?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Last sentence is none of the work has been finished and none of the students have failed. About last example, have and
Right.
has. Can you again tell me why this is?
I didn't get your questions. Can you repeat it?
That means above none of the students have
Have
failed. There
failed.
is a
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
and yeah, last word is has.
You mean to say none of the students has failed has to come. That's what you're trying to say?
Which sentence it is? Which tense it is?
None of the students have failed. You mean to say you're wanting me to identify what tense is it? You mean the past, present, or future tense? You're trying to ask me that question?
Yes, and why I will get it why there will be have and has been.
Okay, none of the students have failed. Failed itself is talking about a past incident that has happened. Students' results have come, and the results have been declared, and none of the students have failed. So it is a past tense, direct past tense only. Does it answer your question if I have understood?
Yes, and last has been is?
None of the work has been finished. Okay, none of the work has been finished. You want to know which tenses that comes to?
Yeah, I want to know why has been is there, and is it a singular
Because
verb?
this is not a past, it is still continuing. Work is still not complete. Work is still not complete, still continuous. The work is still in progress. So none of the work has been finished.
Okay, thank you.
See, there are situations where work starts, the work gets completed. There are situations where the work starts, it is still in progress, and it will continue in future also. So past, present, and future also it will go into. You get my point?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Some
you.
of them are starts now and will continue in the future. Some of them would have started in the past, but would have completed by the time you are reading it right now in the present. So here, when I talk about none of the work has been finished, means the work is still in progress. It's still not completed. That's why I say has been finished. Does it clears your doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I proceed, or you still have any clarity to ask?
No, it's clear now. Please proceed.
Fine. So let's move on to the next rule that we are talking about. Subjects with collective nouns. Okay. What do we do with the collective nouns? Collective nouns means what? Like when you talk about a group, a flock of birds, something, a pile of books, we're talking about those collective nouns. In which case, it will always take a singular verb. Though it sounds, okay, the army, when you say army, that first thing that comes to your mind, it is not just about one person. We are talking about a group of persons we are talking about. So immediately what comes into our mind is, that means that is plural. But that's where the mistake happens. Okay, so what you need to understand, when it is a collective noun, you should always give it a singular verb. For example, the army is ready to attack the enemy. The army are ready to attack the enemy is not correct. The army is considered as a single unit, hence it is being considered as a singular. We are going to give it a verb as a singular verb. Now, the Indian cricket team has just arrived at the airport. Has just arrived. Okay. So, the Indian cricket team, there are many team members in it, but the team is considered as one collective unit. So, hence we are using it, giving it a singular verb over here. A bunch of keys was on the hook, not were on the hook. Okay, a bunch of keys. So we're talking about a bunch. So bunch is nothing but again a collective noun over here. Okay, so that's about what is the rule for a collective noun. Next, nouns that look plural but are singular. Now, what are they? News. News, now this looks like plural because there are plenty of news, but they look like plural, but they are singular. Okay. Now, when you turn on your TV, when you listen to the news channels, there's a lot of plenty of news. So, do you think all that information that we are getting are too many in number? So, they turn out plural? They look plural. We feel it is plural, but they are not plural. They are considered again as a singular unit. So, nouns that look plural, look though they look plural, but they are singular. So news is an important medium of communication. So news is again here we are considering as a singular noun. Hence we are giving a plural verb is over here. Mathematics is my favorite subject. Now, mathematics has got a lot of topics in it, but it is considered as a single subject. So, hence, is my favorite subject. Okay. Now, coming to this has got, I have given this question here, combining two rules into it. If you go back into my previous slides, I've talked about this, and we are also using this here in this case. Now, I want you to remember what we discussed in the previous slides and attempt this question. Which is correct or which are correct? Listen to my question. There can be two correct answers or there can be one correct answers. If you have two, mention both of them. If you have one, please mention that number in the chat box. Now, this is a very prominent question that generally comes in the examination. Yes, yes. 1 minute. Good, good. Keep it going. I want you to attend that. This is how you learn actually. Good. One and three. Two. Okay. Now I have different answers over here. So let's understand all of them. I think many of them have got the first one correct. She has donated 5,000 rupees. She has donated 5,000 rupees. Okay. Now, first of all, let's understand all the rules over here. First of all, when it comes to she, what is it that I said? When it came to usage of has and have, she will always have has. Have will not come. So eliminate the fourth one because it says she have. So there the grammar goes wrong. So eliminate the fourth one. So fourth is not at all correct. So anyway, most of you haven't attempted the fourth one. Good. Now let's understand the remaining three. She has coming to three because I saw someone has mentioned three also here. Uh, Pulkit has mentioned one and three are correct. Okay. Now let's understand why three is incorrect. She has donated thousands of rupee. Now we're talking about thousands already over here. That means many. So rupee again it has to be rupees. So rupees is not mentioned over here. So it has to if it was mentioned she has donated thousands of rupees, probably it can go correct, but here it is mentioned only rupee, so 3 is also eliminated. Let's go to the second one. She has donated 5,000 rupees, which is wrong. Okay, it cannot happen 5,000 rupees. See, 5,000. Why one is correct? Let's come to that answer for the explanation for the first one. When you will also understand why second is wrong. 5,000 when you're talking about a numeric 5,000 you're talking about it don't in that itself says that it is a singular unit. Okay, it is a singular. We talked about this, right? Countable, non-countable, and in the previous slides we talked about numeric. Okay, so she has donated 5,000 rupees. Generally, we don't need a hyphen in between, though they have mentioned here hyphen, but we don't even need to have a hyphen. Even without hyphen also, it is still considered as a single unit. But to make it easier for the students, what the examiner has done is, he has put that 5,000 into a single unit by using a hyphen in between. So that is a single unit over here. So she has donated 5,000 rupees. Whereas in the second one, she has donated 5,000 rupees. That is wrong. Thousands cannot come. 5,000 is a single unit. So it has to be taken as a single unit. So thousands will not come. 5,000 rupees is the correct answer. Hence, 2 is also wrong. Only first one is correct. So in this case, only students who have chosen 1 as the answer has got it correct. Okay, I hope it explains to everyone as to why 2, 3 and 4 are wrong. Hope it is clear to all of you students. If yes, please type Y on the chat box. Okay. Fine. Let's move on. I'll take about another 5-10 minutes more before I give you a break. Okay, so just wanted to finish this before I get into some practice questions. Okay, so let me finish this. Usage of for and since. This is another very important usage which also comes in your RC passage as well, or sometimes even in your close test. Okay, so let's understand what is it. For is used when you're talking about a period of time, a period of time. And since is used when you are using a point of time. Now let's understand this through an example. I was waiting for an hour. Now, when I'm talking about an hour, there is nothing like a starting point. I'm not telling you when I started, when I ended. There is no starting mention point of time when I mention. It only tells that I was waiting for a period of time or period of time. That is an hour. What was the period? For 1 hour I was waiting. I doesn't talk about when, since when I'm waiting. So here we're talking about a period of time. So hence we are using for. Students will be here for a few hours. Now here again, from when to when are they going to wait? It is not mentioned. So we use for over here. So we're talking about a period of time. How long they will be waiting? We do not have any specifications over here. For a few hours they are going to wait. So they will be here for a few hours. So we're using for over here. Whereas students have been in the session since 2 p.m. Now here I have a point of time. Exactly you students were here at 2 p.m. So I have the start point of time with me over here. So that means I'm talking about a point of time from when you are here with me. So I will use since over here. There is one more usage which is called from. From will talk about a time which has a start point and it also has an end point also. So since and from are sometimes interchangeably used also. Okay. In general conversations, when we speak or when we generally write, we use all three of them interchangeably. Okay, they don't look into so much of grammar, but because this is a test of grammar, I am trying to be as precise as possible. In general, when we write mails or when we communicate, there are sometimes we interchangeably use all of them, for, since and from. But then it is wrong. Grammatically, it is wrong. But then it is okay. We people understand, so we get along with it. But because this is a test of English grammar, I'm trying to be more precise with all of you to let you know why for is to be used, why since is to be used, and why from is to be used. Okay. I hope this is clear to all of you. If it is clear, attempt the remaining 3 fill in the blanks. He has had a car dash he started working. Now, which is the word that comes over here? The first one. First one. 1, 2, 3. Let's keep it as 1, 2, 3. Okay. He has had a car dash he started working. Attempt it.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But why is it so? I haven't. The entire screen is not visible or partially?
The entire screen is not visible.
Is it? Is it for everyone, students?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Sorry about that. I didn't make any changes. Anyway, let me do it again. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you to let me know about. Sorry about that. Aditi, you were mentioned. Can you explain again? Which one are you talking about? Can you let me know that?
When are you explaining? The slide is not visible, so I don't get points what you are trying to
Okay.
teach us.
Okay. Okay. This slide was not visible to you when I was explaining. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear now? Or you want me to repeat?
Ma'am, can you repeat the concept
Sure,
again?
sure. I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. Because I can see Yashoda also wants me to repeat this. Okay. Now let's understand this. Okay. When I'm talking about for, okay, FOR, for, I'm talking, we use for when you refer to a period of time where the start time, the beginning of a time, the starting point of a time is not known to us. Okay. Let's understand with an example over here. Okay. Students will be here for a few hours. Okay. Here we're talking about from when you will be available, I don't know. So I'm using for over here. You will be here, I know. But from when, I don't know. The starting point of your time is what I don't know. I know that you will be here for a few hours. So that we are talking about a period of time. Okay. We are not talking about exactly your point of time. We are not talking about. Similarly, I was waiting for an hour. Okay. I was waiting for an hour. I didn't say I was waiting from 9 a.m. So then I say, I've been waiting for you for an hours from 9 a.m. That means I'm talking about a point of time over there. But here, what am I saying? I'm waiting for only an hour. I'm not talking about any starting point of a time. So hence, I'm using for. But when it comes to since, we are talking about a point of time. That is from when exactly you have been working, from when you have been waiting, from when you have been doing, from when you have been living, whatever is it. You're giving a starting point of time over there. Okay, so this is nothing but a point of time. Exactly. See that example. Students have been in the session since when? 2 p.m. In the previous year, you will be here for a few hours. From when? I don't know. So I've used for. But in the second sentence, I know that you will be here in the session from when? Since 2 p.m. So what I was trying to tell is since, from, and for, while we are doing the conversations in our daily conversations, or even sometimes in our writing, informal writings also, we interchangeably use for, since, and from. We use them like that. But because this is a test of English language, you need to be more precise to understand when do you use for, when do you use since. That is the reason I'm explaining you this much for you to exactly understand when is for used and when is since used. I hope this is clear now to all of you. Yeah, especially Aditi and Yashoda. Is it clear to you? If so, please attempt the
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
Yeah, please attempt that question. He has had a car dash, he started working. Yes, I'm getting answers. Since, for, and for. Aditi, can you attempt the first one? Because I didn't see your answers on the chat box. If you could attempt, I would, it would, I will be able to understand that you have understood the explanation. Yeah, please attempt that. Yes, one is since. Yes. Why did we say since in the first case? If you can let me know that. Why did we use since in the first case? Since he started working. Why did we use since over there? What is the point of time over there? Anybody who can unmute yourself and let me know that? Why did you choose since?
Because in that sentence, we get the starting point as when he started. So that's why we use since here.
Yes, because when he started working means there is a date of joining for him. Okay, there is a date of joining for him. So we know when exactly he started to work. So there is a point of time over there. Hence, we are using since. Is that clear to you now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, yes. Now, the remaining two is for. Yes, you got it correct. All of you got it correct. Okay. Fine. So, okay. Now we have only these two left. And do you want to take a break or do you want me to finish these two slides and then we go for a break? Yeah, students? Do you want to take a break now and then we come back to this, or you want to finish with these? We'll take a break. Okay, fine, good. Finish. Oh my God. Majority wins. Finish, 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 finish. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing much yeah. Okay, there's nothing much here. What you need to understand is whenever you see, I'll try and finish. For sorry for others who wanted a break because it's a very brief one. So I thought we'll finish and after this we'll start practicing the questions. Okay, so no sooner than. So generally, what happens is in a sentence, what they do is they give you no sooner a sentence, and there is some continuation to it, and in between they would have used a conjunction word called but or as well as something else. So what you need to understand is a combination of what goes with what, like how we saw in either or and neither nor and all that. Okay, so that is something like that. No sooner is always has a combination of than. Sometimes it goes by but or it goes with some other conjunction word. Okay, so that you need to be careful about. This is about this rule number 10. No sooner had he returned than or but he was off again. So there are two events that is happening successfully. So no sooner had he returned is one event that has happened, and second, he was off again. So that means what, he returned from a trip and he was off again. So there are two events that is happening no sooner, but here it will be not but, it will be than. Okay, so no sooner than is the correct one. No sooner had she left the house. So she left the house, and then immediately what happened? The second event, what was it? It started raining. So here, that is the combination that we are talking about. Okay, two events successfully happening of the same in the same context, but using of than is more important here. So it is not but or it cannot be any other conjunction word. It has to be than. So that is that confusion that normally happens. Next is not only but also. He not only lost his ticket, but also his luggage. So that is the combination again. He not only danced in the ballet, but also choreographed. Again, here it is two events happening subsequently in the same context. Okay. Events are happening, but in the same context. He not only is tall, but also strong. So there are two contexts to this. And we are using a conjunction not only, but also. So these are the other two functional grammar that you need to understand. So I stop it here and we'll quickly take, let me see what's the time in my clock. Okay. The clock in my laptop is 3:40. Okay. So we will meet exactly not later than 3:50. 10 minutes is maximum I'm giving you. So I will probably join in 5 minutes as well. But the worst case, we will join by 3:50. Okay. So that is the break time that we will get. Please do join after your quick break. Okay. Thank you. Okay, welcome back after the break. So let's move on with the next. I hope all of you can see my screens. Yeah, please, anybody can unmute or type it out on the chat box.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's, all of you are back. So let's start with the practice questions for day one. So whatever we have discussed in the class, some of them is what we are going to put them into practice now and learn from these questions. And also I have attempted to bring in some of the questions that have been asked in the previous year's question papers so that you get comfortable with these kind of questions. Okay, so let's attempt all of them. And yeah. Now, the first one. Each of the girls dash her own dress. Okay, so now you all will be using your chat box very often now. As and when these questions come, please put in your question number and your answer as well. Okay, verbally I wouldn't be able to take up your answers, so I would only want to see how many of you are attempting on the using the chat box. Okay, so please do, wherever I see some mistakes or wherever you have also any clarifications, you can unmute or put it up in the chat box. Okay, yes. Yes, a question number and the answer would be ideal because some questions have similar answers, So I don't know for which one are you attempting. Okay, so please mention the question number as well. Yes, each of the girls dash or we have talked about this, okay? We have talked about this pronoun, okay? And when each, everybody, everyone, we have talked about as a singular pronoun. So when it is singular pronoun, we have to have singular verb. Perfect. One is correct. Has. Each of the girls has her own dress. That's correct. Second one, like how we did the 5,000 rupees. 5 miles dash long distance. 5 miles is a single unit. We have to consider them as a single unit. Though miles is mentioned, don't go by the S. It is not miles, which is not much or long. You cannot consider it that way. You have to consider it as a single unit. 5 miles is a single unit. So singular verb. Yes, absolutely correct. Is this correct answer? Good. Keep it going. Very well. Very well. I want others also to participate. Some names I've seen very often attempting every questions. I appreciate you very much for all of that. But others also, please don't be just logged in. Okay, it's okay if you make mistakes. We are here to learn. All of us are learning. I'm learning from you also. So it's never feel that there is no improvement or nothing to learn and you are perfect. Okay, we all of us are learning together. Okay, so that's just the attitude that we will maintain in this classroom. Okay, so all of us are learning. Yes, three. Many a man dash tried hard to climb the treacherous mountain range. Has. Perfect. Very good. Perfect. Has. Again, furniture. The furniture of the house dash quite impressive. Yes. Yes, four is perfect. The rule that applies over here is the furniture is again an uncountable noun. Uncountable noun takes a singular verb. Okay, so the furniture is, though you may have many, you may have tables, you may have chairs, you have so many, but then furniture in general is an uncountable noun. Okay, so that's why it is over here. Yes, five. Few students dash coming to the party. Students, again it is a collective noun. Collective noun. Few students are coming to the party. Very good. Uma, my childhood friend, dash leaving for Delhi next month. Is leaving. Perfect. Perfect. Is leaving for Delhi next month. Most of my friends dash government employees. Most of my friends are government employees. Perfect. Very good. The level of pain tolerance dash from person to person. Yes, varies is correct answer. The level of pain is exactly what we are talking about as a singular. The level of pain, okay, is the singular subject. So it will be varies from person to person. It's not vary. Who's this? Rinal, I think some of your answers till here is correct. Vary is not the correct answer. Who's that? Mrunal. Yeah, Mrunal, just check it out. Varies. Yeah, varies is correct answer. Okay. Either Tina or Rohit dash telling lies. Is telling lies. Perfect. Very good. Somebody dash waiting at the door for you. Somebody. Yes, correct. Somebody is waiting at the door for you. Neither Joseph nor his family dash French. See, here there is a small thing that you have to think about. Yes, 11 is speaks. Perfect. Perfect. Family is a single unit, so we use speaks. Perfect. Very good. Pulkit, you got it wrong. Speak, okay? You understood why is it correct now? Speaks. Kaustubh, you also got it. Speak, okay? It is not speak, it is speaks, okay? Family. Family we are using as a single unit. So speaks French. So speaks is singular. Speak is plural. So we have to use a singular verb over here. So speaks French is the correct one. Yeah, get it. Fine. So good. Well attempted, all of you. Very well. Very well done. Let's move on. Yes, 12 is has. Perfect. If anybody dash for me, do let me know. Yes, calls for me. Calls for me, do let me know. Anybody calls for me, do let me know. Perfect. The plumber, along with his helper, dash expected to come soon. Conjunction. Conjunction is along with. Along with is the conjunction. Yes, perfect, perfect. Several neighbors dash complained about the loud sound coming from that house. Has or have. Okay. Here is a slight confusion that you may have faced actually. We learned about usage of has and have. Okay. What did we learn in the usage of has and have? We talked about I, you, we, they. Okay. I, you, we, they will have. Whereas the remaining, whatever we spoke about, he, she, it, and any name will have has. Now, here we're talking about several neighbors. Several neighbors. Several neighbors is again considered. See, here again, it goes under which category? We or they, because there are more than one person. We are not talking about one, we're talking about many people who have complained. So because it becomes we, it comes under the, so when we are using we or they, what did we learn? Have is the word that we have to use. So several neighbors have complained about the loud sound coming from that house. It's not has, it is have. So the trick here is several neighbors. So several neighbors means where do you put that into? So you have to think about it. So you're talking about more than one person over here. More than one person, we consider them as we. So we, when we use usage of we learned that it is have. So hence the answer is have and not has. Okay. Hope that clarifies to all of you. 16. Okay. 15 is have. 16. Yes, yes, yes. 16 is has, perfect. 17. The Olympics dash held every 4 years. Yes, is held every 4 years. Perfect. Is the correct answer. 17 is. Good. 18. The people dash lived without electricity for many years. The people. So same neighbors context, same concept only here also. Yes, the people have lived without electricity for many years. Good. 18 is have, correct. 19, the dog is chasing the cat. Yes, is correct answer. Now again 20, the jury. Jury is again what? It's a collective noun, singular unit. Yes, correct. The jury. Yes, the jury was unanimous in their decision. Okay. Though there are many people sitting in the jury, but together they are put into a single unit, and that unit is called as a jury, and hence we are considering it as a singular. The jury was unanimous in their decision. Perfect. Well done. Well done. Okay. Now let's move on to uh, I have tried and used all patterns. Okay. So that was one such thing. Let's go and see a few more patterns in this kind of questions. Now, Ria prepared for the competition every day. As a result, she dash it. Now, you have to understand the question very clearly. Ria prepared for the competition every day. So here one thing is very important, students. Your complete alertness and focused reading is very essential when you are doing these kind of questions. The reason being two: one, because you have time constraints, you have to finish it within the given time. You do not have time to reread it again and again and again. In the process, you will may not be able to attempt the remaining questions. That's one reason. Second reason is, when you have your focused attention in reading it, the answer lies somewhere in the question only, where you have to understand in between lines what you call it as. Because somewhere there is a small tricky thing that would have happened. If you have your focused attention in reading and understanding it, the answer becomes easier for you to do it. I will explain that while after you attempt this first and the second questions, I'll explain what could have gone, why am I mentioning that, I'll let you know. First attempt this question and the next one, then I'll come back to this. Okay. One is one, correct. One is one, correct. One, she won it. That is the correct answer. I didn't see many of you attempting it. Okay, good. Now attempt the second one and then we'll come back to that explanation again. I think not the second, I think third one. Okay. Attempt the second one. Okay. Okay. Now, let me explain this to, in just in case some of you haven't thought about it. I'm just assuming that all of you would have got it correctly in the same sense, but just to make it more simpler for all of you, how do you do this? Okay. Sometimes what happens is, in the given sentence, there might be certain words which you don't understand the meaning. You don't know the meaning of it. Then how do you attempt it? Okay, so let's take this particular example. Her daughter is a dash and a grouch, in contrast to her son, who's always smiling and laughing. Now, for example, let's say I don't know what is the meaning of a grouch. Okay, so I don't know what is the meaning. Then how do I attempt this question? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to read, when I read the sentence, it gives me two clues. The first clue says there is a comparison between the daughter and the son. What was the comparison? The comparison is a contrast comparison. So the daughter's quality and the son's quality has a contrast qualities. So that is one clue that you will get. What was this in contrast to her son? Her son's quality was smiling and laughing. Both are positive. So that is the second clue that you are getting. Smiling and laughing. Also, you also have to see the words that they use, smiling and laughing. Are they talking about the same feeling, the same kind of an emotions? That also you have to keep in mind, because these are all some tricky things that they will do. They might give you two contrast things in this also again. So you have to be very careful reading them. So smiling and laughing, they are both having the positive feelings over here. So that is the clue that you have. So that means what? The daughter's nature could be, quality could be first negative, because this is positive, the daughter's quality will be negative. That is one thing. So second, you're getting an understanding, because it is negative, now grouch is also a negative quality. So I go and see all my options. If I see my options, what is happening? Let's eliminate. Sometimes you have to use the method of eliminating. So when, and this you will do when you do not know the meaning of certain words. Some words are so difficult, you may not know the meaning of that word. So in that case, what you do is you try and eliminate the words that you know them. So in this case, example that I don't know some of the meanings, but let me assume it that way. So what I go and do is I go to informal. Now, here we are not talking about any formal feelings or informal feelings. Okay. So, this is something a natural feeling. So, informal cannot be my option. So, I'm eliminating it. Jubilant. Jubilant is again a positive for me. Because sometimes when you win something, when you achieve something, you become jubilant. Okay. So, that's a positive feeling. Whereas I'm looking for a negative feeling. Peaceful. Peaceful is a neutral feeling. It is neither positive nor negative. So that also I'm eliminating. So what is left with me? Rude is the only one which is left with me. So what was my correct answer? Rude is my correct answer. Her daughter is a rude and a grouch, in contrast to her son who's always smiling and laughing. So this is another way to approach these kind of questions. This is still simpler, but sometimes you will have a little more difficult. I'm slowly taking you to the next difficult level as I progress in the session. Okay, I'm not bringing all the difficult ones immediately now, because I want you to go through those difficult levels as we progress only. So this is one such level that we are talking about. Okay, so this is an approach. Second, for all of you, to benefit of all the students, let me tell you what is a grouch. In the process, I will also be explaining to you some of the words that you come across, you may not have come across, because this will help you in your synonyms also. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to give you the explanation here. Grouch is nothing but a person talks about a quality, a behavior of a person, which means someone who's very cranky, who's all the time very irritating. Anytime you speak to them, they're always irritable. They're never in a good mood at all. Bad tempers they have. So this is nothing but a grouch feeling. So that is a negative behavior or a quality of a person. Okay. So that is the thing that I wanted to tell you over here. There is one more which will come up next. I will explain that also to you. Yeah, this one. The opposition parties assert that the cost of necessities is dashed like a runaway balloon. Okay. Please don't use any AI tools and all that while you're attempting, students. I hope you're not doing it. Okay. Because you attempt naturally and that's how you learn it well. Okay. Don't use any AI tools. Yes, I want a few more answers before I explain this to all of you. Okay, I'm getting answers here as flying and soaring. Okay, I'm getting both the answers over here. Okay, let me just explain this to you, which is the correct answer. The correct answer is A, which is soaring. But see, again, here is the contrast. Runaway balloon. What happens to a runaway balloon? Runaway balloon, we all know it flies higher and higher. Okay, it goes flying. So immediately the thought that comes to our mind is we are talking about flying. And what is the comparison that is being made over here? The balloons comparison is made to the cost of necessities. Our daily, our groceries and other things. Okay. And this is a topic all the time we have in our parliament and all the other, in the news channels and all that, where the cost of commodities are all gone high and all that. But here, what we need to understand is flying and soaring both look very similar. In English, there is something called same or similar. There are two things, okay? Similar and same, though this look seem to be same, but they are not same. Okay? Similar and same is ditto. Similar is in the given context, they might sound same, but they have a different meaning in in different contexts. So that is what you have to understand. Is it same or is it similar? That you have to understand. Coming to the explanation over here, though the balloon is flying, the cost of necessity is also fine. Yes, flying means in the sense that the cost is going higher and higher. But you cannot say the cost is flying. You will say cost is soaring. That is the terminology that is used when it comes to prices of commodities or prices in the share market. When we say it is soaring, we never say it is flying. So that is a small difference here between soaring and flying over here. Reviving cannot be your answer. Reviving means something which is getting back to normal. Some situation was bad, but now it was revived. There has been some measures have been taken, and things are got better. So it is reviving. So that is a positive. It is not similar or it is not relevant in the given context at all. Leaping. What is leaping? Leaping is nothing but, again, this is also about increasing in terms, but here leaping by there is a difference is leaping happens when it is sudden and it is a huge jump. You heard about leopards taking a leap. Okay, it is not going gradually, it is taking a big leap from 1 to 8. So there it leaves 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it jumps to 8. So something like that. So that's a big giant leap you're talking about. So leaping cannot be your answer. Balloon doesn't go big leaps. It goes slowly, 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 gradually it keeps increasing. So leaping cannot be your answer. So that's why soaring is the correct. Soaring is just in the given context, in the terms of pricing, when we're talking about commodities and other things, we say prices are soaring and we don't say prices are flying. I hope this explains why that was the correct answer. Hope it's clear to all of you. You can type say why on the chat box, please. Okay. Let's move. Now, this is called sentence correction. This is where we are going to learn about how we are correcting the sentence here. There might be some errors, or there could also be possible that there are no errors as well. So you need to choose what is the correct option. Jeans was not permitted in our college. Where is the error? Spot that error over here. Where is the correction required? No, Kshitija, I want you to choose the option which is correct. Okay. If you can also pinpoint the option which could be the replacement word over there. Yes, yes. Okay, well, not. Diksha, why did you pick 1C and Tasin, you also said no improvement? Why is it so? Why did you pick 1C did not? Where does did not come in that sentence? Can you use did not and read out that sentence for me? You say C did not. Can you use did not in that sentence and read that for me? Diksha, are you there with me? Okay, please respond, students, because yes. But you got it wrong, right? So I just wanted to understand why you got did not. Yes. Yes. So jeans was not permitted in our college was a sentence. The correct answer is jeans were not from. Jeans is again um, to keep it very simple, it is a plural noun, okay? Because you have two legs, right? Jeans is worn, trousers. Now you take trousers also. Yeah, it is a plural word. You take clothes, cloth and cloth. Cloth is again singular. Clothes is a plural word. Okay, so hence you have to use a plural verb over here. So jeans were not permitted in a college is the correct one. 35 miles are a long way to walk. Yes, 35 miles is a long way to walk. Correct. He don't like vegetables. Spot the error. He don't like vegetables. Third one. No, Aditi, it's not correct. Third is what you have mentioned is not correct. He don't like. Mm-hmm. Okay. The okay, he does not. Fine. So what you need to understand, just like has and have, you always have to understand whenever you have he, she, it, or any name, you will use does not. You will not say don't. He, she, it, or when you talk about any name, he does not have a laptop. She does not have a laptop. Then it does not have a cap. Then name. Rahul does not have a laptop. So that's how we use it. Now, when it comes to I, you, we, they, then you say don't. So that's a difference over here. So when you say I don't have a laptop, you don't have a laptop, we don't have a laptop, they don't have a laptop. So when it comes to I, you, we, and they, we say don't. When it comes to he, she, it, and any name, we say does not. So the mistake here is it's not about like, it's about does not like. Okay, does not. See, sometimes here in this case, he's just asked you to spot the error, and they'll give you, of course, sometimes three multiple or four multiple choice answers also is given to you. I didn't give it here, thinking I wanted to understand whether you really catch on this or not. Okay, but generally in the question paper, you will have three or four options is given to you. Three will have an option, fourth one will say no improvement. So you'll have to pick up which one is correct. That's how it is asked. That's the pattern. Okay, now let's move on to fourth one. Neither my son nor my daughter were able to help me in my work. Fourth one. Yes. Was able to help you. Not were, it is war. Okay, daughter only is given. It's not given daughters. So daughter will have to be, I have to see the second noun. Second noun says daughter, so it will be was able. Good. Fifth one. If my mother approve, I will go to Goa. If my mother is singular, just see what will happen. Yes, if my mother approves, I will go to Goa. Correct. Mother is singular, so approves is singular verb. Okay. Yes. The army was trying to control the crowd. Sixth one. The army was trying to control the crowd. Please put the question number also, students, so that I know you are answering which question. And if anybody is getting wrong, it helps me to point out that. Okay. Okay. So I can see six, mostly all of you are saying D, no error, but that's wrong. Okay. The answer to the sixth question is A, the mob. Now let me explain this to you. What was the tricky thing that they have done over here? Okay. This was asked in one of the question papers, I think 3 years back or something like that. What was the trick over here was the army was trying to control the crowd. So what is the clue that you should get over here? First of all, army. Second, what was the army trying to do? They were trying to control the crowd. When is the army called to control the crowd? When the crowd becomes violent or the crowd becomes very disturbing. Okay, that's when the army is called. So that you should have those thoughts in your mind. And when you call them for the crowd, you cannot say no error, because army will when there is a crowd disturbance is there, you don't call that as a crowd. See, for example, let's say how do I put it? Okay, let's say one of our any famous personality is coming over to Pune. Okay, let's say somewhere across in our region they're coming. So immediately what will happen? Everybody wants to go and see them, and immediately people will get crowded over there. So it is a good event, and there are a few people who are gathered there, and they want to see that personality. So that is a crowd. But whereas army is come, there is a disturbance, and they have come to control it, and that becomes a mob. Mob is nothing but it is a crowd which is gone violent. That is the meaning of mob over here. So the army was trying to control, not there is no error is the wrong answer. The mob is the correct answer. Okay. So that's how you should understand. Control the crowd was the trick over here. So when the control has happened, though normally it is crowd is there and army is controlling it, which is fine in terms of grammar, it is correct. But crowd is the one which has to be changed over here. So it's the mob, not the crowd. Okay. I hope you get it. Next. The train is expected to arrive between 11 p.m. to 12 p.m. Yes, 7B is the correct answer. It is between 11 p.m. and generally between is a conjunction word which goes along with and. Between and are generally used together. So whenever between come, two will not come, and will come. That's one thing that you need to understand. So the train is expected to arrive between 11 p.m. and 12 p.m. 7B is the correct answer. 8. He bought mango for Riddhi and myself. Yes, Riddhi and me is the correct answer because something like myself, yourself, ourselves, all these things are in English, we call them as reflexive pronouns, okay? And here you cannot use a reflexive pronouns because there is an object we're talking about. So, and we have to use an objective pronoun only. And Riddhi is also being mentioned over here. So you cannot combine them together. So here we have to use a objective pronoun which is me. So he bought mango for Riddhi and me. That's the correct answer. 9. By reading fastly, I could finish the book before the bookstore closed. Yes, 9, I can see 9C, 9C, 9B. Okay. No, 9B is not the correct answer. Okay. 9B is not the correct answer. Some of you have attempted to do 9B. Okay. See, you are trying to read fast. Okay. By reading fastly, I could finish the book before the bookstore closed. Okay. So could is nothing but it is an ability you're talking about. Okay. It is not an achievement. So why did you read fast? Because you can finish the book. Okay. Why did you do that? You can finish the book. You wanted to finish the book. So by reading fastly, what did happen? You have to talk about the achievement. Okay. It's an achievement that you're talking about. So you managed to finish the book before the bookstore closed. You should finish means what? It becomes an obligation. Okay, it's not nobody, the bookstore fellow or the bookstore manager did not tell you that you should finish the book before the store closed. He never gave you any order that you have to do it. It is a choice that you have made. Okay, it is, why are you doing it? Because you wanted to finish that book as much as possible by the time the bookstore closed for you. So hence manage to finish is the correct one. Should finish cannot be ill because it's an obligation. If at all the store manager tells you to do it, but it's not an obligation, right? So it is just that you wanted to finish it before the store closed. So hence the answer is 9C, not 9B. Yes, 9C. What about 10? The future generation can fly to the Mars for their winter vacation. First, you have to see what is the tense over here. Look into the tense. The future generation can fly to the Mars for their winter vacation. So give importance to the tense as well over here and understand the question. Yes, tense C is correct. Will be able to fly. Will be able to fly is the correct answer. The future generation will be able to fly to the Mars for their winter vacation. Here the twist was one in the tense that you need to understand. And also you're talking about the possibility. Okay. Next, the current situation compelled me writing the book. Compelled me writing the book. 11. Yes. 11A. Who said wrote? Shweta, it's not wrote. Not wrote. Wrote is again something that you already finished. If you have already finished writing a book, then you say wrote. Okay. The current situation compel me to write the book. You are yet to write. Okay. It is forcing you to do it. You haven't done it yet. So wrote cannot happen. Wrote is a past tense. Yes, to write a book. That's the correct answer. Okay, let's move on. You cannot withdraw all your money unless you do not give a prior notice. So, unless you do not, I have also mentioned where is the correction. So it's given in bold. Sometimes they give you this kind of a pattern. You do. Sometimes they don't even tell you where is the error or where is the correction required. So you may have to, like one we did in the earlier case, right? Somebody said doesn't, somebody said likes. So you didn't know where the question error was. So that is even more confusing. But sometimes they give you in bold as to where is the correction. Or sometimes even when you see the options, you get an idea as to where is the correction required. So even that's possible. You cannot withdraw all your money unless you do not give a prior notice. Unless you give a prior notice. Yes, 12B. 12B. See, two negatives are happening. Unless you give, you do not give. Do not give means not don't give. It's as good as saying that you don't give a prior notice. So that takes a wrong meaning to it. Okay, so that's just a small confusion only. That's all. The policeman arrested the robber and sent him to Tihar jail. So what tense is it? Past tense. Past tense send becomes sent. Yes, absolutely. Send becomes sent. So that is the tense form. The doctor gave me a prescription, dash my cuff. The doctor gave me a prescription for my cuff. Correct. Question number 15. Even if it rains, I shall come means what? Yes, 15C is the correct answer. So in both the conditions, whether it is, I will certainly come whether it rains or not. Okay, perfect. 15C is correct answer. His appearance is unsmiling, but So one point I want to make here is usage of but. Always remember, but is used in a sentence as a conjunction where one part of the sentence is opposite to the other part of the sentence. That is when you use the conjunction but. Okay. So if the first part has got something negative to say, the second part will have something positive to say. Okay. So that's when you use but. So here what is happening, the appearance of the person he says is unsmiling. So that's a negative part. What is the positive part is what you have to find out. B cannot be because he looks very serious. People are afraid of him. Again, it is negative. He's uncompromising is negative. He's full of jealousy towards his colleagues is also negative. So the only thing that's correct is his heart is full of compassion for others. Okay. Yes, 16A, I guess most of you got it correct. Good. Okay. 17. Jyoti is working dash a farm and her mother is working dash a bank. Okay, 17A, 17B, 17A, 17, 17. Okay. Please attempt 17. Some of you have skipped to 18 without attempting 17. Please attempt 17. Don't skip 17 because 17 is quite tricky one actually. 17 answer is not A, 17 answer is B. Now let's understand why B is correct and why A is not correct. Okay. Jyoti is working dash a farm and her mother is working dash a bank. Now, when you compare farm and a bank, what you need to understand the usage of on and in over here. Generally, on is used when you are referring to a large surface or a surface area where it is physically located. Okay, it is physically when something is. Let's say you have a palm and I put a pen on my palm. So where is the pen? The pen is on my hand. So the surface area is physically located. Okay, and farm is something it is physically it's a large surface area and Jyoti is working on the farm. But whereas her mother, who's actually working in a bank. Now, when it comes to bank, it is again an enclosed structure. It is within a office room or within a building. Okay, so it's an enclosed area. So when it comes to an area which is an enclosed area, it could be an office, it could be a cabin, it could be an office room, something like that, then you would say, or in a shop also it could be. In such cases, you will say in a bank, not on a bank. Okay, so that's a difference why Jyoti is working in a farm and her mother is working. Jyoti is working on a farm and her mother is working in a bank. So 17B is the correct answer. Okay, not A. Okay, let's move to 18. He is indebted dash his friend dash a large sum. No, 18C is not the correct answer. 18C is not correct. 18A is the correct answer. इंडेटेड मीन बॉन्ड्स, जब आप किसी से पैसे उधार लेते हो, राइट, यो आप किसी से पैसे उधार लिया है और आप इंडेटेड हो जाते हो उनके लिए, क्योंकि आपने पैसे लिए हैं, अभी तक आपने पैसे नहीं चुकाए, आपने यू हैव नॉट सेटल्ड दैट अमाउंट स्टिल, सो यू आर इंडेटेड. और नॉट जस्ट अबाउट द मनी, इट कुड बी एनी help, any kind of help or services that you have taken, so you become indebted to them. Okay, they must have helped you for any reason. They might have given you something. They might have taken care of something for you. So you become indebted to that friend. So it is indebted to being to somebody. Okay, not just about money. It could be things, or it could be any gestures. It could be any other things as well. So you become indebted to that person. Okay, so he is indebted to his friend for what? For a large sum. Here, of course, they are talking about money only. So it will be indebted. But indebted can be used for other reasons as well. So 18A is the correct answer, not C. 19, my watch is dash the table. Now here see, usage of on and in. Table is a surface which is physically visible to you, and it can be seen, and it is physical. Okay, so what is the word that you use over here? My watch is, yes, my watch is on the table. Sorry. Now the 20th one. Throw this pen dash the dustbin. Yes, throw this pen in the dustbin or into the dustbin. So generally what I have seen is interchangeably people use both. And I've seen this people in their conversations also, they have used, and it has been ignored also. But again, once again, let to mention that this being a grammar and English grammar session, I want you to understand the exact usage. Okay, the correct answer is A and not in. For all those who have mentioned into, if you have the reasoning correct with you, it's very nice to know about it. But for all those who haven't understood and attempted, or for someone who has made a wrong attempt, let me explain this to you. Into and in, what is the difference here? Throwing this pen. Now you are throwing, there is a movement of the pen from your hand to the dustbin. So that movement is there. When there is a movement and it is not static, then you will say into. When there is no movement and there is something is static, then you will say it is in. So throw this pen. So you're throwing a pen from your hand and it is moving towards the dustbin. So hence it you will say into. Throw this pen into the dustbin. Okay. Put the book into the box. So what is happening? This is again another. So I'm having a book in my hand. I'm going to put that into the box. So I will not say put the book in the box. I will say put it into the box, because there is a movement of the book from my hand to the box. So then I would say it is into. So I hope this, you have understood. Okay. Next one. I felt somewhat more relaxed. What does it mean? Attempt 21. Yes, 21. Yes, 21D is perfectly correct and tension free as compared to earlier. Okay. 22. I want you to attempt 23. Skip 22. Skip 22. Go to 23. If you have done it, it's okay. But I want you to do 23. Do 23. Unless you work harder, you will fail means what? See, generally, why this trick, the trick what has happened here, let me tell you. Normally, in the conversations, how do you say, unless you work hard, you will not pass, you will not get good marks, something like that you will see. But here, what he has done, unless you work harder, you will fail. So that is how they have just tried a small tricky thing over here. And yes, what is, let me see the answers. Good. 23D is perfect. If you do not put more efforts, then you will fail. Perfect. 23D is perfectly correct. Good. Well attempted. Yes, the last two. Attempt 24 and 25, both. That's the end of the session. His behavior is so unpredictable that he यहाँ पे seldom there is a word that is used over here just for the benefit of all students. What do you mean by seldom? Seldom means something that happens rarely, okay, not very often. Rarely, if something is happening, then you say seldom. That's the meaning of seldom. His behavior is so unpredictable that he dash. So seldom is nothing but rarely, not very often. Yes, 24B is correct answer. He is seldom trusted by others, rarely trusted by others. Yes, not often. Perfect. 24B is correct. Okay. 25, last. In order to help the company attain its goal of enhancing profit, all the employees dash. Complete that sentence. All the employees. So first here you have to understand the employees are helping the company, okay, to attain its goal. What was the goal? To enhance the profit. So that is the thought process that you should have. Quickly when you read that sentence, you should understand this. Now go back to the options. Now urge the management to grant paid leave. So that means that is, in this case, the employees are not helping the management. So rule eliminate that first one. Voluntarily offered to work overtime. but with lucrative compensation. So this is also not. They worked overtime, which is helping, but they wanted in return lucrative compensation. Lucrative means very much, too much. Okay, jada, bahut jada, something like that. Okay, lucrative. Okay, compensation. So that is also not in line with the sentence. Voluntarily offered to render additional services in lieu of nothing. So that was nothing, okay, even that is not possible, okay. Yeah, that is one thing that can be considered because they also wanted to give them some services. Also, they are okay if they don't get anything in return. So that is what the employees are ready to do voluntarily. Finally, decided to enhance the production at the cost of quality. This is again wrong. They wanted to enhance the production, but the quality wanted to be compromised. Okay, so that is also not the correct thing because the point here is to enhance the profit. Just because by enhancing the production and you uh, discard the quality or you compromise on the quality, then you're not going to enhance the profit, which is wrong. Okay, so what is the correct one? D. D is the correct one. Okay, C is not correct because lucrative compensation they are looking for. Lucrative means what? I put in overtime. Okay, my working hours was 8 hours. Okay, and I'm ready to work for say 10 hours. That means for the remaining 2 hours, I'm not going to work free. I want to be paid more than my regular income. So that is called lucrative compensation. For those 2 hours, I am demanding more money. So that is called, so that is not what we are trying to do. In order to help the company attain its goal of enhance all the employees. So the employees are ready to help the company, but not at the cost of any lucrative compensation. So C is not the correct answer. So D is the correct answer. They are ready to put in extra services and they are also willing to not being paid anything for that extra services. That's how they're ready to help the company. So that talks about how the employees are willing to help the company. Okay, is that clear to you all students? Why 25C is not correct? Yeah, most of you picked 25C, which is not correct. Okay. 25C is not correct because they are looking for lucrative compensation, which is not correct. If you're giving compensation, the company is not benefiting or profiting at all. The company should profit, right? So that should be aligning with the sentence. So D is the correct answer. Okay. So with this, we come to the end of today's session, day 1. And let me close this. Okay, so we come to the end of day 1 session. I hope so far all things that we discussed is clear to all of you. Can you share this PPT with us? Yes, the PPTs will be, the content will be shared with you, not directly, but it will be shared with the ISESD, CDAC center after we finish all the 6 sessions. Okay, all the 6 sessions, once we are done, I will share it with the, with them. It is all, I normally give it to them and they will share it with you. I don't give it to you directly. Okay. I hope it answers your question. Who was that? Dhanashree. Yeah. So it will be shared. It will be shared with you, but it will be not shared by me with you directly. It will go to the CDAC office and they will share it with you in the group. Okay. But that will be done only after we finish the sessions. Okay. So I hope everything is clear to you so far, all of you. If you can just type Y, and then we close the session for the day. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your participation, and I want this kind of interaction with all of you more in number, and as we progress. Okay, so tomorrow we'll come up with a new topic uh, from the list that we had discussed, and see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. again. Be there sharp on time, rather before time, so that we can start on time and finish it on time as well. Okay. Thank you and have a great learnings, all of you. Thank you. Bye bye.